Welcome into everyone listening. My name is Daniel Sally. Joining me, as always, the Hall of Famer Gary Turcotte here on the Fighting Saints Network, brought to you by Point S Tire and Auto Service. And Gary, how about this? We got a little weeknight hoops here at the PE Center's Carroll women's basketball team will take on the Mustangs of Central Baptist College. And we're going to meet our starting lineups here. But before we get to that, happy to have you back. It's nice that we're doing a basketball game together again.
It is, Daniel. We missed you last week. We know that you were doing the football game, and you brought home a winner, by the way.
Yes, we did.
Well done.
Isn't that something?
It was great, yeah.
Congratulations to Coach Purcell and his staff and his players.
Yeah.
That was a big one. So let's go ahead and meet the starting lineups tonight, Gary. First for Central Baptist playing forward, 6'4", out of Dakar, Senegal. Number 4, Aminata Sek. Number 11, a guard out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Alexis Augustus. Number 21, another guard out of Conway, Arkansas, Reagan Rotzel. Playing guard as well, a junior from Morovis, Puerto Rico, number 22, Diana Rivera. And rounding it out, a forward out of Vilonia, Arkansas, number 32, Riley Bridges. And as we get ready to meet them here on the floor, let's go ahead and meet them in our headsets. Playing guard for the Fighting Saints, a 5'9 senior, 6-year senior, I might add, out of Havre, Montana, number 4, Danny Wagner. Playing guard, a 5'10 senior out of Spangle, Washington, number 10, Christine Denny. Playing the point for the Saints, a 5'8 senior out of here in Helena, transfer from Montana State, Camden Hilborn. Wearing number 23, also playing guard, a 5'9 senior out of 9 Mile Falls, Washington, that's Sienna Swanick. And rounding it out at 6'2", a junior out of Clancy, Montana, by way of the University of Montana, Jamie Pickens. Of course, Rochelle Sayers, the head coach of the Fighting Saints, and we saw her meet 200 wins on Saturday night, so that was a big deal here in the PE Center. I was bummed I got to miss that, but congratulations to Coach Sayers. And she may be on her way to another milestone, Gary. She's just one win away from tying the all-time wins record at Carroll, set by Shawn Nelson at 201. So she's got a couple games this week to maybe tie and leap ahead of that as well.
Well, it's amazing to me that she's done it in such a short period of time. That's what's incredible. Really, it seems like the program has gotten a little bit better every year.
Yeah, she does a wonderful job, and
yeah.
we're lucky to have her.
We are.
We are lucky to have her, but tip of the cap to Coach Sayers, as always, for doing such a great job. And like you said, reaching to those 200 wins in a short time, it's a tremendous accomplishment. But she's got to give some credit to one of her assistants in those first few years, right?
Well, I don't know if I was a help or baggage, but I know I had a great time doing it. I loved coaching with her and loved coaching girls. I'd never done it before, and it was great. It was something I didn't expect that I would ever do, but it was super.
Well, let's go ahead and get ready for a tip-off here. Of course, the Mustangs and the Saints getting ready to go toe-to-toe. Carroll wearing their nice fancy new white uniforms with the Jordan Jumpman on there, purple numbers, white top, white bottom. Central Baptist wearing black jerseys, blue numbers, white trim. Here come the Mustangs into the key. Fadeaway jumper up, and that one's good to put them on the board by Alexis Augustus.
A nice little set, first play by Coach Lyle Middleton of Central Baptist.
I believe he's also either their AD or their assistant AD, and maybe their golf coach as well. We were doing some looking on the staff directory page today on the website. Saints get in their offense. It's Swanick, top of the key now. Shot clock to 10 seconds. Swing it over Wagner. Now to the corner is Hilborn. Hilborn drives the lane, dumps it off. Swanick, corner three, off the rim, no good. Pickens can't get her hand on the O board, but Wagner does, off the glass and in for two.
Carroll sends 3, sometimes 4 girls to the boards, and they do get an awful lot of offensive rebounds.
Mustang basketball. Inside. There's a shot up by Bridges. No good. It's blocked by Christine. Here comes Hilborn up the key. Wing, Swanick looking for Hilborn again. She saves it from a potential over and back. Nice little no-look pass to the elbow by Hilborn. Back out to Swanick from Denny. Her three is up and no good, and it'll go out of bounds. That's maybe not a turnover, but the Mustangs will take it over.
Now Central Baptist is in a zone, and this is going to be the big challenge I think the Carroll women will face all year, is zones. And this looks like a pretty active zone. Looks like a good one. Kind of a 1-2-2 with a lot of matchup principles. So this is really good for Carroll to have a non-conference game with this type of defense.
Little pick and roll offense for the Mustangs. They get it down low to Sek. She puts it up and knocks it in for 2.
Nice looking shot, little left shoulder jump hook. Well done. Yeah, it is a 1-2-2 zone.
6'4", too. Tough to guard. Here's Pickens trapped on the elbow. She loses it. It's turned over. Here come the Mustangs to the other end. Drive, step through, and Hilborn pokes it loose. Great defense in transition there by Camden to come up with the steal. Here's Hilborn running the other way. Wagner on the wing, thinks about the 3, pulls it back down. Now the Saints will swing it around. Swanek a third time from 3, and this time it's good.
And good for you, Sienna. She just shot an air ball the time before. I was afraid she would be afraid to take it, but she took it, and she splashed it.
Rhythmed up.
She rhythmed up.
5-4, the Saints in the lead. 7:40 remaining here in the first quarter. And we got a trap on the sideline. Pickens coming over and help defense with Danny Wagner. They force her out of bounds, and that's a turnover. So back-to-back turnovers forced by the Carroll defense.
And that time Carroll in the zone. Looked like zone on Mage, which they like to do, and getting a trap in the corner out of their zone.
Denny over to Hilborn. Now Swanek top of the key. Over to Wagner. Wagner swings it around. Camden's going to drive the lane, kick out. Swanek pump fakes. They think she's going to shoot. Instead, she drives the lane, puts up a runner. It's no good. Seven minutes remaining here in the first quarter. 5-4. Carroll in the lead. Far side with the ball. It's Retzel. Now over to the near side. It's Rivera with it. Looking down low, it's deflected and stolen away by Hilborn. And a foul called on the Mustangs in the process. That's on Rivera. Denny will head to the bench, it looks like. No, she'll be the one inbounding the ball. Never mind. Sorry, going that way.
And Central Baptist not wasting a lot of time getting subs in. They almost subbed to almost a whole line change there.
This is their first game of the season,
yeah.
Central Baptist. 11-7 last year in a shortened year. I believe Rochelle said they were picked 4th to win or to finish 4th in their conference.
Yeah.
And a lot of new faces on this team, Coach Sayers said. We got to have a little chat with her yesterday and get the rundown. That way I wasn't coming in here completely blind. Hilborn on the wing, up top, Swanek. Back to Hilborn. Hilborn signals for some motion. Now to the middle of the lane, it's Denny. Denny off the dribble, right hook, no good. Rebound, Pickens back off the glass and in.
Just a nice rebound by Jamie with big hands, able to control that ball with one hand.
Feels like a noticeable presence on the offensive boards right now for Carroll to start this game. Backdoor pass over the top and an easy lay-in for Bree Wells there.
And that time Carroll in their zone and didn't protect the backside. Nice pass from the point all the way down to the backside.
Danny on the elbow with it. Now it's Swanek. 7-6. Saints lead by 1. Hilborn to the low block looking for Pickens, and that's a steal. Here come the Mustangs in transition. Long pass, but it's saved by Augustus. Now we got a loose ball. It's stolen. Pickens knocks it loose, and coming up with it is Danny Wagner. So a lot of turnover in this game early on, Gary.
Yep. Well, you can understand Arkansas, this is their first game. Ooh, that's a great pass.
Nice pass.
And great hands by Jamie. She's got such good hands.
One low block to the other.
Yeah, those are the toughest passes. Those
harder than the high-low?
Well, maybe. I think it's lower percentage, though, so that from baseline to baseline, post to post, very few people can do it without
no
turning
look
it over.
off the bounce, too.
Yeah.
Threw it with one hand. That was nicely done.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and stay here for the timeout, Gary. 5:27 left to go here in the first quarter. 9-6 the score after the bucket from Pickens. And looks like Saints shaking off a little rust early on, but all in all, pretty good effort, especially on defense.
Well, the defense looks good. They gave up one easy bucket, but the other ones, they've caused some turnovers. The interesting thing for me, Daniel, of what I see so far, I really like this zone that Central Baptist plays. It's a 1-2-2, but a lot of matchup principles. They're athletic, and they cover some ground, and they anticipate. They're pretty well coached, and this is perfect for what Carroll needs, because this is going to be what everybody plays against Carroll in conference. People are going to get after them with zones, spread zones. And that's what caused them the problems at LC State in the conference championship last year. And everybody knows that, so everybody saw that tape. So that's why everybody's playing it. And the more that Carroll gets a chance to look at it, the more they get to play against it, the better they'll get at playing against it. So this is good. This is good. And this team's pretty good. They could give Carroll a real ball game here tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if they do.
Well, honestly, I mean, you want to win these games. Obviously, in non-conference settings, you want to win the game. But you can learn so much from games like this, I feel like, early on in the year.
Well, you can. And that's why Rochelle always schedules tough. She schedules hard teams. There's going to be no easy wins on her schedule if you look at it.
She's the real deal, huh?
Yeah.
Real deal. Mustang basketball out of the timeout. Up top with it is Macy Decker running the point, who just checked into the game. Another pick and roll look, laying off the glass and in for Bree Wells.
And they've done a nice job of attacking Carroll's zone. That's 2 layups they've gotten out of Carroll's zone.
Here's Hilborn, top of the key, swings it corner. Wagner, 3, off the rim, no good. Rebound brought down by the Mustangs. It's Diana Rivera. 9-8. Carroll still up by 1. They go to the high post, kick it to the corner, 3-pointer up. It's no good off the side of the rim. I believe that was Rivera who shot that one. O-board brought down by Riley Bridges, and the Saints come up with it after the putback. Maddie Garrett's now in the game for the Saints. Other than that, the original 5 out there. And there's another turnover forced by that zone, Gary.
Yeah. They're quick, and they anticipate.
3-pointer from the near side. Off the rim, no good. It was an open look for Riley Bridges. I'm
not sure how well they shoot. That might be Carroll's really spreading their zone, and Central Baptist has been able to penetrate and get good shots against it. They might be better off to back that zone off. I don't know how well they shoot it. You know, they first game of the year, a gym they haven't played in. That's a couple of jump shots they've taken, haven't come close.
Mm-hmm. Jaden Lyman back in the game, and what a luxury it is to have her coming off the bench.
Yes, it is.
Wagner from Lyman, 3-pointer, nothing but net. Danny Wagner from downtown.
And we know she can shoot it.
Looks like Carroll's going to fall back into his zone now here too, Gary.
Yeah, they're going zone on maids, which was a made basket, and then they'll play man on misses.
And Lyman gets a hand on it, but a foul called there on Jaden. And here's another sub coming in for the Saints, Addie Ekstrom, and just a freshman out of Bozeman, but boy, is she impressed in her first 2 games as a Saint, Gary.
Well, she's got a great future, and she suffered a bad knee injury her senior year in soccer, didn't get to play her senior year, and I think if she had, Carroll might have got her anyway, but there would have been Division I schools would have been looking at her, in my opinion.
Especially with right there in her backyard.
Right, she's right on the bubble.
Well, she's long, she can guard multiple positions, and she's got a quick release on her jumper.
Yeah.
She does a lot of things well that you want at the college level. Mustang basketball, as they swing it around up top with it now is Cruz. Inside, back out, mid-range jumper up and no good from Augustus. Rebound brought down by Denny. Nice thing about a player like Christine, she can grab the board and she can take it down because she handles it well too. Wagner in the corner. Ekstrom up top. Now Lyman far side. Back to Ekstrom, off the dribble. It's Denny with it. Ekstrom, corner 3. Off the rim, it's no good. Rebound brought down Maddie Garrett's pump fake off the glass and 1.
Yeah. And
Mad Dog.
Danny Wagner kept that rebound alive. Danny didn't offensive rebound early on in her career, but she's starting to do things like going to the offensive boards. This is stuff that Danny's learning how to do. Defending, rebounding, she's doing all these things better. Having this gift of this 5th year has been just great for her.
Well, the versatility on the court right now for Carroll, something I wanted to talk about is Maddie steps to the line and shoots her free throw. It's up, and it's no good off the front of the rim. Rebound brought down by the Mustangs, but you bring in a player like Ekstrom, she slides in at the 3, you move Danny down to the 2, Christine's playing the 4,
yep.
And there's a number of different ways that Rochelle can mix up the rotation that way. A little jumper from the block, no good. That was Sack on the attempt that time. Here comes Lyman leading the break, and Christine caught the pass on the block back to the basket. Didn't realize how open she was, but turned around real quick and dumped it in.
Good find by Jaden Lyman, a good find.
She passes well in transition.
Yep.
And she is very fast. In the corner, it's Seck with it. There's Maddie Garrett's. Looking to go for one of the famous Maddie Garrett's charges, but instead she's called for the block this time.
And she wasn't there. Yeah.
It's the right call. Here's Emma Madsen. Christine will get a break. Emma Madsen, another one of those 4 Carroll seniors that decided to come back after last season. Her, Christine, Jaden, and Danny, of course. Little mid-range jumper baseline, no good that time from Retzel. Offensive rebound brought down, and nice defense on the shot there as the Lyman comes up with the board. Finds Garrett's in transition. She dumps it off to Madsen. Madsen back out to Lyman. Lyman's going to slow it down. Off the dribble, makes a crossover, gets it over to Ekstrom. Ekstrom, top of the key. Over to Wagner again on the wing. Ekstrom again. Ekstrom drives, runner. Ooh, off the rim, no good. Tough in and out there for Addie.
She's not afraid of that runner. She just, if you can make that shot, you can get it a lot in the modern game of basketball, and it's just kind of brought back its popularity. People didn't used to shoot it for a long time, but they're shooting it more and more now.
When you got rim defenders, you know, kind of the 5 men who can guard the rim, and then you got perimeter defenders because so much of the game is revolved around shooting threes now. If you can attack the middle, the soft spot there,
and come off 1 foot,
it would be dangerous.
And you can get it off so much quicker off 1 foot than 2 feet off that runner.
Foul called on the Saints. Mustang basketball from the far sideline. With the ball is Cruz. Lost. Madsen gets on the ground for it, but knocks it out of bounds, so the ball will stay with Central Baptist. 1:39 left here in the first quarter.
Emma plays hard on defense. Hard.
She
I
does.
noticed that last game. She's athletic enough to play hard.
She's an asset. Another player comes off the bench. Coach Sayers got a deep lineup to work with this year, especially when you add a player like Addie to the mix. Corner pocket, pass inside, up with the shot is Wells, no good. Rebound brought down though and put back up and in for 2. Carroll lead cut back to 6. Lyman top of the key. Wagner, wing, works to the top, gets it back to Lyman. Lyman off the dribble, out to Ekstrom. Picks up her dribble. 10 seconds on the shot clock now for the Saints. Lyman with her left drives, puts up a runner off the rim. It's no good. Nice defense, that possession there by Central Baptist. In transition, out of control with it is McLemore. And Lyman comes up with the steal again. And Lyman loses it out of bounds. That's going to be Central Baptist basketball. I thought there might be a block called there, but Lyman just lost it out of bounds.
Well, Carroll started to give up a few offensive rebounds, and I saw that Coach Sayers put Jamie Pickens back in the lineup there. That's one thing about the zone, you are vulnerable to giving up offensive rebounds.
Offensive rebounds and 3-pointers, right?
Yeah.
And there's almost a steal. Lyman got a hand on it and probably would have had it, but the ball hit right off the ref and went out of bounds. Three-pointer from the corner. It's up and it's good.
And that's the first perimeter shot that Central Baptist has hit. It's an inside-outside, good-looking shot.
That was Reagan Retzel that time, junior out of Conway, Arkansas. Madsen to the elbow. It's Pickens. Pickens give and go back to Madsen. The shot is blocked, though. Here comes Jamie for the O-board. Off the glass and in. Nice effort there by Jamie Pickens. Whistle blown. Everyone's kind of looking around at each other.
I don't know what the whistle was for. I couldn't tell.
8 seconds left in the first quarter. Central Baptist will probably play for a final shot, I'd imagine. Cree McLemore with it. 3 seconds on the clock. Down low, it's stolen by Pickens, and Pickens hucks it down the court, but nothing doing there. So that'll do it after one, 18-13. Carroll in the lead by 5. We're going to go ahead and take a break, Gary, but when we come back, we'll have some second quarter action here on the Fighting Saints Network, sponsored by Point S Tire and Auto Service. Back for the second quarter. Saints basketball, they lead 18-13. You're listening to Carroll Women's Basketball here on the Fighting Saints Network, sponsored by Point S Tire and Auto Service. Kyle Olsen running the point now for the Saints. Olsen outside, kicks. Denny. Back to Olsen. Down low to the block, it's Pickens. Back to Denny, mid-range. Jay,
good look. Good basketball. That is such good basketball there. That's really good stuff.
Well, buckle up. We're going to see a lot of good basketball this season here in the PE Center.
Central Baptist just jumped in man-to-man, so it'd be interesting to see which defense they like the best.
With it is Augustus. Kick. Pump fake, that's a travel, and the Saints will get it back. And Gary, some exciting news. I just got a note from one of our viewers tonight. BP's watching.
Oh, my goodness. Bailey Pasta.
How about that?
The one and only. She lit up the Metra at the national tournament with one leg. She had one knee. and the other one, no ACL, and she lit it up.
And how about that high-low pass that time from Jamie Pickens to find Swanwick for two?
I don't think they'll stay in the man-to-man very long. I don't. I'd be surprised if they do. Carroll just too tough.
Near side, Augustus working to the top, and another traveling violation. And that Saints defense is starting to grow weary.
Yeah.
22-13, a 9-point lead. And Kyle Olsen in the game, Gary.
Yeah.
You told me you were part of the recruiting process, bringing her in when you were still coaching with Rochelle.
She was my recruit.
How about that?
Yeah, and she was a scoring machine in high school.
Three Forks. Swanwick up with it, pump fake, and she's fouled. Swanwick's first free throw up at the line. It's no good off the rim. And Carroll shot one free throw in the first quarter. They're now 0 for 2 on the game after that one.
Yeah, Maddie missed one.
It was on an and one. That was the only one they shot. Sienna's second is up and good. And that's something they'll get better at as the season goes on.
And Central Baptist is subbing on just about every dead ball. And I think maybe they could be worried a little bit of altitude, conditioning, first game. It's probably smart.
A lot of factors there.
Yeah.
Feel bad for our statisticians. It's tough when you get the line change like that. Laying up and good on that end. It's Riley Bridges.
And they got the ball to the short corner and dived their high post last night. Good basketball by Central Baptist. Good stuff.
Hilborn with the ball. She got fouled there on the floor. Looked like maybe she got a dead leg or something.
Yes.
Hilborn will inbound right here in front of us. Ooh. Up to the top. Denny kicks out. Olsen, three. Off the rim, no good. Swanwick going up and getting the board. Nice effort there by Sienna.
Big-time offensive rebound by Sienna. Really
She can affect the game in a lot of ways.
Big-time vertical jump.
She's one of the best athletes in our conference. Denny on the elbow. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Three-pointer. Swanwick, no good. And there's Olsen getting the board, but can't finish that time. And it's brought down by the Mustangs. Corner with it is Cruz. She swings it across the court. Long two up and no good by Augustus. Rebound brought down Pickens. Nice outlet pass to Denny in transition. Denny's going to slow it down to the corner. Now work it back inside. Pickens, handoff, give and go. Denny, and it's good.
Oh, that's just beautiful basketball. Pickens is such a good passer. I mean,
that was just an incredible handoff, little give and go.
Yeah, I call that a Laker cut. Magic Johnson to Kareem and Kareem back to Magic.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Showtime, Gary. It's showtime. And there's a steal on the other end. They tried to go backdoor. Christine comes up with the steal and a foul called on Rivera. And that's 3 quick fouls on the Mustangs here in this quarter. Danny Wagner will check in. Kyle Olsen will come out. Good minutes there for Kyle.
Yeah, and these are quality minutes. These aren't end-of-game minutes.
No.
These are quality minutes.
Hilborn will take it up the floor for the Saints, per usual. Elbow, Denny. Handoff, Wagner drives with the left off the glass, no good. Oh, board Pickens. Pickens spins through, puts it back up, and it's good.
Boy, she finishes.
She had a couple turnovers early, but she's flipped the switch now.
One of the things, Daniel, that when I switched from coaching men to women, it's harder for women to finish around the basket. You know, they don't have the vertical, the big hands, and it's when you find one that can really finish like Jamie, you got something.
There's a pick and roll, Jamie, and she draws the foul.
And another chemistry tonight with Christine Denny and Jamie Pickens. Both of them getting some real nice assist passes to one another.
You know, it's not too often you can bring in players on a transfer and they can gel so nicely with the team, but Camden and Jamie have been home runs.
Well, they
absolute home runs.
And of course, they've been playing together since about the 6th grade, so they brought that chemistry.
First free throw, no good for Jamie.
Yeah. So, and they're just very coachable. They coached by Eric Peterson.
He's here tonight.
I see him over there.
Poke in.
I saw him over there. The great one for Carroll.
Yeah. A 3-time state champion.
Yeah.
Free throw up from Pickens. Second one is good. And BP wanted me to tell you she says hello, Gary.
Oh, good.
Near side. Retzel. Over to Decker. Decker drives, and she loses it. It's stolen by Wagner. Here comes Wagner in transition. Off to Hilborn. Hilborn steps through contact. Shot up, no good. Hilborn gets the ball back, and she is fouled.
Well, Camden disappointed she didn't finish that.
Looks like she might have gotten hit.
She got hit, but you got to finish through contact, and she knows it. She's as hard on herself as anybody, and it would have been a great play, but she's capable of it.
First free throw for Hilborn, no good. Free throw shooting. A little bit of a struggle early on here.
Mm-hmm.
Second up, and that one's good. Hilborn gets the bounce. Maddie Garretts will check back in. And Jamie will get a rest. That was a good stretch there by Jamie the last few minutes.
Yep.
Some good passes, some good buckets, some rebounds.
Yeah, Camden is still, she took a shot. Maybe I'm being a little hard on her. She took a shot on that layup. Yeah, she
well, like
did.
you said, she's tough as nails out there.
She is tough,
You can tell by the way she plays defense. Here's a drive, a little Euro step runner, and she gets the roll.
That's a tough shot. That's a tough shot.
Bree McLemore.
Longview, Texas.
Christine crosses over in the lane, puts it up with her left, and that shot is blocked. That time it's Alexis Augustus.
Nice block, yep.
McLemore to the other end. This time she kicks it out. Here comes a drive. Pull-up jumper in the lane, no good. Rebound brought down, though, on the O boards by CBC. Here comes a drive, another kick, three-pointer from the wing, and that one's good by Macy Decker. 29-20. Now Rochelle's going to send some players to the scorers table. Schwanek with the ball off the pass from Hilborn. She goes into Wagner. Wagner with the left draws the foul. She'll shoot two. Fouls on Augustus. So media timeout called. 4:59 remaining in the second quarter. 29-20. Carroll in the lead. Gary, we're going to go ahead and take this one as well. But we'll have more second quarter action here from the PE Center coming up next on the Fighting Saints Network, sponsored by Point S Tire and Auto Service. Back from the timeout, Danny Wagner's first free throw is up. You're watching Carroll College basketball here on the Fighting Saints Network, sponsored by Point S Tire and Auto Service. Daniel Sally and Gary Turcotte bringing you Fighting Saints basketball. As Wagner knocks it in, and this is the first time he and I have been on a call together for a women's game this season. You know, we got our men's game in last weekend on that Sunday against EOU, but it's nice to be watching the Lady Saints out there duking it out.
And we got a men's game coming up Friday, correct?
Friday night, 7 o'clock. Men will play Warner Pacific. Sunday at 2 o'clock as well. The Carroll women will be back on the hardwood against Corbin and, of course, Coach Bill Pilgrim. He's a legend in these parts, I've heard.
Well, he is.
There's a shot up, no good from Macy Decker. She'll go to line and shoot 2. One of the many greats you got to coach, Gary.
Well, he was just, it's hard to describe how good he was. Yeah. You know, when he was a senior, we went over to did a basketball camp at the University of Montana and scrimmaged against the Grizzly guards. And Blaine Taylor was the coach. They were really good. The Grizzlies were really good in those days. And there was 5-on-5 teams. And Pilgrim tore up everybody in the gym. He dunked on them. He hit threes on them. He blocked their shots. It was amazing. And Blaine Taylor came up to me afterwards, and he said, "Yeah, how did we miss on him?" Because he was from Plains. He wasn't that far away, and they had a chance to get him, but they missed on him.
Ekstrom up the top. She drives. Picks up her dribble, kicks it back out, and Bill Pilgrim, he might be watching tonight, doing a little scouting.
I bet he is.
Maddie Garrett's on the elbow, loses it, and it's stolen. In transition, finger roll up and no good. That was Sek that time putting that one up.
Kind of lost control of it on the way up.
Yeah. Madsen in transition, looks to pass through, gets deflected though, and ends up in the hands of Sek.
And she should have shot that one. She's certainly capable of making that shot.
Near side, it's Decker. Down low, they go to Wells. 31-22 the score, and Jaden Lyman just got screened to the ground. Steal, though, by Addie Ekstrom.
She is so tough. I mean, she got drilled.
Popped right back
just
up.
Drilled. She just got right back up.
She's been a lot of fun to watch the last few years.
Yeah.
Excited to see what her senior campaign has in store. Emma Madsen stepped through, looks to dump it off to Wagner, and it's out of bounds.
That's 2 times in a row that she's overpassing. She overpassed. She's a good passer, but she can also finish. Emma. She'll get that fixed. She's a smart girl. She'll get that fixed, I promise.
3:20 on the clock here in the second quarter. 31-22 the score. We've said a lot of basketball here in the PE Center this week, though, Gary. It's good to be back in this time of year.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Because I missed it. I missed it a lot.
Well, we got 2 more football games.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we're so excited to have 2 home games. Got a home basketball game this Friday as well.
It's a busy time here in the PE Center. Working some extra hours, but, you know, who's to complain about that? Here's Sek on the drive. Runner, no good. And she gets her own rebound. Now she puts up a long 2 off the rebound or off the rim. That's no good. Rebounded by Ekstrom. Here comes Ekstrom up the court. Cross half court now. Hand off Lyman. Up top, Denny. Now to Garretts. Garretts gives it back to Christine. Drive, Denny, kick, corner 3, Wagner.
Geez,
yes!
That is such a great pass by Christine. That is just such a great boy, this is the best I've seen Christine play. This is the 3rd time I think I've seen her play this year. This is her best game.
And anytime you get Danny Wagner a look like that, you probably feel good about it. Turnaround, baby hook, no good. Rebound brought down by the Saints. And how could we forget to mention Gary Wagner in the crowd tonight as well, Gary? Here's a runner, Ekstrom off the glass and good for 2. She really does like that runner.
Jade Lyman with a defensive rebound and then an assist all in one play. And talking about Addie, she does like that runner. She's not one little bit intimidated. She looks like she's been playing college basketball for a couple of years.
The first time I ever did a game on the radio, Gary, ever in my life. I had broadcast games before, but never a radio broadcast. And I did the Capitol High Bruins women's game in Bozeman 2 years ago, and Addie would have been a junior. No, she would have been a sophomore. Sophomore.
Yeah.
And, oh, man, you could tell there was something there.
Yeah.
I was a little nervous and trying to just keep my head together, so I wasn't able to take in the game as much as I had liked. But you could tell. And then, a couple years later, Rochelle gets her signed, and, here she is, fearless. It's her first week of college basketball.
Yeah. Well, we had Stuart last week substituting for you because you were in Oregon, and it was fun because he does all these high school games. Mostly Helen High games, right?
Mm-hmm. No, Capital.
Oh, Capital games, my fault.
Yeah.
But he knew so many of these kids from his high school, just like you, the same kind of a deal.
Well, Stewart's he's buddies with Guy Almquist now. And congratulations to Guy Almquist and his Atlanta Braves for winning the World Series last night.
Oh, yeah.
He was real excited about that one. Steal again by Lyman. Saints swing it up near side. Back to the top, it's Lyman again. Swanek, Pickens from the elbow, lowers her shoulder, drives, loses it out of bounds. Last touch by the Mustangs. Carroll will inbound from the baseline.
The biggest Atlanta Braves fan that I've ever known was Rob Selvig.
Oh.
And back in the 70s, I mean, he on TNT, we got him all in Montana.
Turner, huh?
He watched every night.
Pickens in the corner.
Jamie.
Three-pointer up, no good. Rebound brought down Swanek. She steps through and gets it back out. Lyman, trailer, three, yes!
Sienna Swanek, big-time rebound and a three-point assist.
Our guards can rebound better than anyone.
Yeah.
Oh, my. It must be a coach thing, Gary, to be an Atlanta Braves fan, though, because the three Braves fans I know, you just mentioned Rob Selvig, Guy Almquist, and Mike Van Diest.
Mike is a Braves fan. Yeah. Well, I said back in the day, we had TNT.
Yeah, you get it national TV.
We had TNT at Ted Turner, and we got he owned the Braves, and he owned TNT.
Yeah, so they put the Braves games nationwide.
Yeah.
I've heard of that same bit from a bunch of people that's why they become a Braves fan, because growing up you could have gotten them anywhere.
Yeah, there you go.
Now, you're a Yankees fan, but we're going to convert you into a Mariners fan soon. Three-pointer from
Christine.
Denny, and that was good.
Christine's on fire. This is the Christine Denny that we know well. I mean, and the girls are just moving. And that was an assist there by Danny Wagner, just sharing the ball with her teammate.
Don't look now, but the Saints lead by 20, Gary.
Yeah.
And there's a steal from Pickens. Nice play there, Jamie. About a half a second difference between the shot clock and the game clock right now, Gary.
Yeah.
Lyman calls out the play. High post, it's Christine Denny. Hand off to Lyman. Clock now down to 6 seconds. Wagner drives the lane, puts it up with her left, and draws the foul with 2.7 seconds left. She'll shoot two.
Nice take by Danny. She's something the coaching staff has really been after her for. When she first came to Carroll, that's all she did was drive and finish. And we couldn't get her to shoot a three-point shot. And then she started leading the country and shooting threes, and she wouldn't drive. Now, she's got to get back to both, and that's a good example there. That's
jack of all trades.
Well, that's when you want to take the ball. That's exactly what she should do, is attack the rim in that situation.
I feel like we saw as the season went on last year, she really started to get good at that drive, and it's kind of an in-betweener of a runner and a layup where she kind of throws it from a three-quarter angle, and she can do it with both hands. She can finish with the right, too.
She can.
2 seconds on the clock. Half-court shot up and no good. So at the half, your score, Carroll College 44, Central Baptist 22. We're going to go ahead and take a break for a few minutes, Gary, but we'll have a halftime show. We'll look at the stats and talk about the game a little bit, maybe look ahead to the weekend that's coming up here on the campus of Carroll College. But for now, we're going to take a breather. So you're listening to the Fighting Saints Network, brought to you in part by Point S Tires and Auto Service. Welcome back in, everybody. Daniel Sally, Gary Turcotte here giving you a quick little Carroll College Fighting Saints halftime show as we got some women's basketball here on a Wednesday night at the PE Center. 44-22. Saints are in the driver's seat in this one after a big second quarter, Gary. And looking at the box score, we outscored them 26-9 in the second quarter. And that was the issue in the Southeastern game early on this season. We got outscored, I think, 14-6 in that first quarter. So it's nice to see us respond nicely after a slower first quarter. But the Saints really came out and put it on them in that second quarter, and that's been the difference so far.
Well, the second quarter, it was a clinic for Carroll. They just physically, it's hard to play better than they did. Sharing the basketball, making shots, good defense. It just great team basketball. I mean, so many assists. You know, there's going to be one of those games where you're going to be up in the 20s in the assists probably if they continue to play this way. Central Baptist. They came out and they played hard, especially the first quarter. They might have got a little bit tired. Carroll just pretty relentless defensively, and they just weren't able to keep up at the pace and the speed that Carroll was playing.
11 team assists for Carroll in the first half.
Yeah, I was saying 11, and could easily end up in the 20s in assists for this ballgame if they continue to play that well.
Hey, Bill, we're on the air, man. Anyone who knows, anyone who's been listening to the broadcast as of late, our boy Billy, he's always involved and always dialed in, but he just tried to show us some sort of NAIA football news.
I think he has some concerns about the football rankings. I'm not exactly sure what but it would involve NAIA. What could he be interested in?
He was just showing me whoever the National Special Teams Player of the Week was. I don't know what that was all about, but he was also looking at rankings. I'm assuming he probably wanted to see where Rocky ended up after losing.
Daniel, maybe you can straighten this out for me. We've got just a minute here. Does the winner of the Frontier Conference in football get an automatic berth to the playoffs?
I've heard conflicting points of view on that.
Well, in the paper today, Daniel Shepard, he had it in there that it is an automatic berth. But last week, when I talked to Ken Paulson, the commissioner of the Frontier Conference, he said we do not have an automatic berth, that we have to finish in the top 20. So if anybody out there that has the answer for us, send a text in, send Daniel a text, and we'll try to get it straightened out. Because that's important. It would be a shame if nobody from our conference gets to go because it's a heck of a football conference.
Yeah.
We're
the Pac-12, though. We
just beat each other up.
Each other.
Yeah, I'd like to know the answer to that.
I mean, I need to draw up, Gary, maybe I'll do this before our broadcast on Saturday, draw up a web of all the teams in the Frontier and who's beat who.
Yeah.
Because you look at, Eastern, they've beaten Tech, they've beaten us, they've beaten Western. Well, we've beaten College of Idaho, we've beaten Eastern Oregon once now.
Yeah.
We've beaten Northern. And who was our fourth one against? Montana Tech. And then you look at Rocky, and they've beat everyone except for Tech.
Yeah, Tech beat Rocky twice, and they're the bottom feeders.
Nothing's supposed to make sense, Gary.
Yeah.
Nothing's supposed to make sense.
Yeah.
Well, we got some second half basketball coming up. I mean, I didn't even really get to ask any overall thoughts on the first half.
Just way too many turnovers by
really by both
by Central, especially if they want to be
14.
competitive.
Ooh.
Yeah, they got to cut down on the turnovers.
Well, we always talk about assist to turnover ratio. 7 assists to 14 turnovers in the first half for them.
Yeah.
All right, it's CBC basketball out of the break. Top of the key. With it is Wells. She passes it to the wing. Now it's Augustus. Back up top. There's a drive. Bridges kicks. Three-pointer up. No good from Augustus. Rebound Denny. Denny taking it up across half court. Here's a drive. She picks up her dribble. She looks like she got
hit. She got hit too. She really got whacked. Christine did.
But Christine hangs in there, gets the ball right back at the top of the key. Now it's Pickens looking for the backdoor high-low pass, but it's tipped out of bounds. Last touch by the Mustangs. Carroll will have 6 seconds to get a shot here and inbound from the baseline. Swanek inbounding. Pickens back up to Swanek. Another nice pass.
Sienna should have taken that shot.
Three-pointer Denny from the top as the shot clock expires. How about that one trip to the floor or down the floor, and Christine takes a lick to the face and knocks down a deep three.
She is so tough.
I think you're right. We've seen Christine play some really good basketball.
This is the best she's played this year.
This is impressive.
Yeah.
McLemore with it, guarded by Hilborn. Passes it to the top, three-pointer up, no good. Rebound brought down, and Hilborn takes another shot. Foul called on McLemore. Saints will get it back. Saints with the basketball. Denny to the elbow. Now Hilborn. Hilborn with a spin move, gets it out to Denny again. Back to Swanek. High post, Pickens puts it on the ground, takes it to the rack, and draws the foul for 2.
Another real good offensive execution, half-court offensive execution of the Princeton offense by Carroll.
Is it Western who runs a lot of Princeton offense?
Western runs a lot of Princeton, and they also run a lot of dribble drive. They kind of combine the combination of both. But their best stuff is their Princeton stuff.
You know, in 15, 20 years, I'm going to be talking about Princeton and dribble drive and all these different things you taught me, and I'll be able to give you credit.
Well, by then, there'll be some new stuff, too.
You're my teacher, my basketball teacher. What's the holdup?
Well, when Steve Keller was at Western.
Oh, they think Jamie's bleeding?
Oh. Yeah. So when Steve Keller was at Western, then he ran dribble drive, and he taught everybody there to run the dribble drive. But the women's coach at Western helped me out.
Lindsay Woolley.
Lindsay. I'm sorry. I know Lindsay Bell. I couldn't think of it. Lindsay, he always wanted to go back and run as Princeton, and so they would argue back and forth about what to run. And then Steve, of course, went to Providence, and now Lindsay's on his own there, and he runs them both.
Yeah.
And he runs them pretty well. He does a good job.
Yeah, they had a good team.
Yeah.
We're going to see some good games with them. I mean, we saw 5 of them last year with our girls going against Western. We got them on the schedule 3 times. I imagine there will probably be a 4th in the conference tournament.
Very well could. Yep.
Now Jamie will shoot her free throws. Shot is up, and she gets the roll. 49-22. Carroll with a 7-0 run to start off the half. McLemore near side. Top of the key, Augustus. Mid-range
nice
Jay. Wow, the fadeaway.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
Off the dribble. Kick that leg out and knock it down. Hilborn in transition, running up the court. Here's Denny. Back out Swanek. Wagner looking for a give and go with Pickens, but the trap came down on Jamie, so she got it out to Christine instead. Swanek inside Pickens again. Kicks it out. Nice extra pass there. Denny, it's a 3 from Swanek, no good, and Wagner can't pull down the rebound. Coming up with it is Reagan Retzel. Shot in transition, no good for McLemore, and Jamie is fouled after the rebound.
A little bit of frustration coming out Central Baptist here. They're kind of getting some, what I call frustration fouls.
Mm-hmm. Carroll with the ball once again. Here's Hilborn. Now Denny. Crossover by Denny. Back out to Swanek. Low block. It's Pickens. Denny for 3. And it's good.
Goodness.
Christine. Oh, boy.
The chemistry between Christine tonight and just about everybody has been just great.
She's got 15 points.
Yeah, and just played beautifully.
It's only 6:49 left in the third quarter, and she's got 15 points.
Yeah.
Wells to the corner, and an offensive foul called
Sienna.
on Augustus.
Great defense by Sienna. Just so quick. Such quick feet.
Sienna's a good enough athlete. She can get her feet in front of just about anybody. Hilborn will take the ball up the court. Here's Christine with the ball up top. Back to Hilborn. Hilborn Drives. Back out Christine.
Oh, great
Denny,
pass.
great pass. Rips it into Pickens. She finishes off the glass.
I mean, Christine, can you play any better? I mean, show me how you can possibly assist.
This is a basketball clinic, Gary. Yeah. Basketball clinic right now, hosted by Christine Denny. Mid-range jumper up, no good. That time by Augustus. Wagner will come up with the board. This Carroll's teams, they got someone who can put on a performance like this any given night. They got a number of players who can beat you.
Oh.
And there's Hilborn, little underneath reverse layup and in for two. In the corner with it is Augustus. Good defense there by Christine. Now here's a pull-up jumper off the rim. It's no good. That was Augustus on the shot that time. Hilborn comes up with the board.
And I think Augustus is their best player. She's the one that actually has got the best looking shot.
Denny on the elbow, hands off Swanek. Swanek gets through traffic, puts up a runner off the glass. A lot of contact there.
Yeah,
nice job by Sienna playing through it, though. Here's a drive. Running around in circles, mid-range jumper, and that one's good by Diana Rivera. Denny, elbow, high-low, finds Wagner cutting back door off the glass and in for two.
How many assists does Christine Denny have, guys? Can you check that out for me? I'll get our stat guys to let us know how many she has.
Yeah, we got some stats up on the board up there, but we don't have assists.
They've got her for 4 assists and 15 points.
Yep. I was unprepared today. Didn't bring my computer out for live stats. That's on me. Oof. Foul called that time on Christine. John Lagerquist walking by.
Or does he have a timeout?
Oh, I thought there was a foul called.
I think he has a timeout, yeah. Well, he made a fist. That's why you thought that. Mm-hmm. When the referee makes a fist, that usually indicates a foul.
Sometimes they do it for media timeouts as well.
Yeah.
So there's the confusion. Yeah. Hey, it's early on in the year. Official mechanics, they will get better.
Yeah.
And also, I'm too busy watching Lagerquist walk by and getting ready to say hi. And 4:23 on the clock here in the third quarter, 58-26. Saints in a big lead, and they've picked up right where they left off, Gary.
Yeah. Their third quarter, they're playing just as efficiently as the second. And, they've got a 32-point lead.
Coach Sayers got to be happy with how they're playing.
Well, they are, and then it's not like Central Baptist is laying down. They're playing hard.
Yeah. I mean, they're working through it. You talked about when I talked to you the other day, the day after the Viterbo game, the one thing you had to say about Viterbo was how hard they played, especially on the defensive side. They like to press. They like to try and trap you. They like to try and force turnovers that way. Well, I kind of see this in the same way. It looks like Central Baptist is running a lot of different ways to get pressure, trying to force turnovers on the ball, a lot of trapping.
Yeah,
and
very similar.
Trying to deny touches, but Carroll's pushing through it.
Daniel, speaking of Viterbo, did you realize that the next day they went over and beat Montana Tech?
Yeah. That's incredible.
I couldn't believe that.
Viterbo, they came out to Montana. They went to Big Sky. They played Rocky. They came back here, played us, and then they played Tech.
They rode horses?
Yeah.
They did. They went horseback riding.
I think so.
They did?
I think so.
Charlie Gross told me that. Of course, Charlie's daughter is one of the best players on Viterbo's team, so he had the inside for us.
But yeah, then they on a back-to-back, they play at 7 p.m. here or 4 p.m. here in the PE Center, and then a little under 24 hours later, they line it up down in Butte at the Hyper Complex and steal one on a Saturday afternoon against the Ore Diggers. So that's a long trip. Come out here, play against 3 Frontier teams, and they came out with a victory. So they got to be happy about that. They were playing again tonight, too, at home. Viterbo was. Charlie had the game on.
Oh, they were?
Yeah. So they flew back, and then one-day turnaround, and they're playing on their home court again.
Holy cow. Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Wisconsin.
Never been to Wisconsin.
Yeah, I can't remember the city in Wisconsin, but it's a well-known. I think it used to be a Catholic school, and I don't know if it still is. I can't remember, but I know at one time it was a Catholic school.
58-26 the score right now. 4:01 left in the third quarter. Let's go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be back with more third quarter action next here on the Fighting Saints Network, brought to you by Point S Tires. Back from the timeout, 58-26. Saints in the lead. Maddie Garrett's off the inbounds pass. Loses it out of bounds. That's a turnover on the Saints. Maddie Garrett's last year's one of 2 Frontier Conference Coast 6 Player of the Years. Big year for her in her sophomore campaign, now a junior. Here's a drive, kick. With it is Bridges. She passes it back out to Rivera. Three-pointer up and good.
Nice looking shot by Rivera there, out of the dead corner. Splashed it.
Wagner working to the top. There's a lineman in the corner. Now Madsen back to Wagner. Drive, lay in with the left, no good. Loose ball, and getting to it is Decker. Good hustle by Madsen, but couldn't quite get to it. Rivera to the top of the key. It's Bridges. Back to the near side. Decker now down low, and a foul called as they looked for the entry pass to Wells. I think Maddie Garrett's got called for a reach there. And she's going to head to the bench. Jen Wilkinson will come give her a break. Addie Ekstrom checking in as well.
And we talked about Genesis, who just committed the ball game, and for a lot of people, she'd be playing big minutes. But with this particular team, as deep as Carroll is at the post, she's the third post player.
Up at the top, Decker shot up, no good, mid-range. Rebound brought down and put back up by Bridges. That's no good. Madsen comes up with the board. Here comes Lyman in transition to the wing against Wagner. Wagner drives, reverse, off the glass, no good. Rebound, Wilkinson, put back, no good. Rebound out of bounds, deflected off of a CBC player. So the Saints will keep it on the baseline. Inbounding will be Ekstrom. Corner, Wagner, 3, and it's good. Danny Wagner from downtown. Nice find there by Ekstrom off the inbounds play, and Danny Wagner, you get her an open look in the corner, she's probably going to bury it. Here's a drive, pull-up jumper, no good that time by Rivera. Rebound brought down by Madsen. Here comes Madsen in transition. Madsen loses control. Nice pressure by the Mustangs, but she gets it up to Ekstrom, and the Saints will now set up the offense with Lyman running the point. Lyman crosses over, gets it up top. Wagner back to Lyman near side. Saints swing it around. Ekstrom, open look from 3. There's that quick release off the rim, no good. Rebound brought down by Madsen. Madsen, and one! And that's Genesis Wilkinson keeping that play alive, Gary.
Yeah. It so many times, if you can, as an offensive rebounder, if you can just keep it alive, tip it, get your hand on it, and then it sets something up for your teammate, and you never get any credit for it. Your teammate gets the rebound.
We'll give him the credit, is what
we'll give him some credit.
Yeah. You see it in the NBA now all the time where they call it just the tap back. And you have so many athletic vertical big men in the NBA who can just get it back out. And when you're playing 4 out most of the time, usually there's someone there waiting for it while the defense crashes the boards. 63-29 after the free throw from Madsen. Nice play there by Emma. Up top, Vicky Duru. Here's a drive, loose ball, picked back up by Rivera. She is fouled. Diana Rivera will go to line too. I think that's Emma getting called for that foul. It is. Free throw up, and it's no good off the rim. Rivera will shoot one more. Second one, that one's good. 33-point lead for the Saints, and based on just the first few minutes, I didn't expect it to end up looking like this, Gary.
No, it's just been pretty. It's been pretty relentless.
Lyman drives, kicks, Ekstrom back on the drive, Out to Lyman again. Ekstrom again. Olsen, 3. And it's good! Kyle Olsen from downtown.
Good patience by Carroll that time against the zone. A pretty active zone, working awful hard. Carroll just stayed after it.
And that's your recruit.
Yep.
Kyle knocking it down. And there's a 3 on the other end by Reagan Retzel for the Mustangs. Ekstrom, Lyman to the corner, 3-pointer. Olsen again, and she gets the roll. Back-to-back triples for the guard.
That's a shooter's bounce there.
She got some nice touch on that jump shot. And a foul called on Wilkinson. Looking for the entry pass inside to Duru. Inbounding will be Retzel. To the corner. It's Rivera. Looking for the top. It's Ekstrom stepping in the lane, coming up with the steal. She's fouled, and the ball goes out of bounds, but no call. And Carroll will keep it. Last touched by the Mustangs. .18 seconds on the clock here in the third, Gary. No shot clock. See what kind of play Rochelle's going to call here for the final shot. And an offensive foul called. I think they called it on Wilkinson, yes. I didn't really see, Gary. I was watching the ball.
We were a little bit screened. It was down on the baseline there. They were trying to screen for the baseline runner.
12 seconds left. Mustangs calling their play. 7 seconds now. Here's a drive. Rivera. Oh, no. Correction. It's Vicky Duru, runner. And Madsen looking to inbound for a final shot, but the clock will run out. 69-35 your score after 3. 10 minutes of basketball left to be played here in the PE Center. We're going to go ahead and take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll have the fourth quarter here on the Fighting Saints Network, sponsored by Point S Tires. Back from the timeout, 69-35. Carroll in the lead heading into the fourth quarter here in Helena. Daniel Sally and Gary Turcott bringing you some Carroll College women's basketball on the Fighting Saints Network, sponsored by Point S Tires. Entry pass, the ball's kicked out of bounds. Last touched by the Mustangs. Carroll will get it. So there's a turnover forced by the Carroll defense once again, Gary.
Well, Emma Madsen is right in the middle of a lot of disruptive defense. She comes in, and it's funny, when she got here, she wasn't a great defender, but she's really become one.
She made some strides last year.
Yeah.
Lyman pull-up jumper, mid-range, no good. But, it seemed like every game we kept talking about that last season. Wow, Emma continues to improve defensively. Now she's just, you put her on the bench, she's just a stopper.
Yeah.
Decker with the ball. Now up to the top with it is Duru. Mid-range jumper up, and that one's
Tough
good.
shot.
Alexis Augustus.
She's playing well. How
Yeah.
many does Alexis have?
She's got 6.
6?
That seems off.
Yeah, that does seem off. Oh, great pass.
Madsen gets the feed, can't finish it. It's rebounded after the putback attempt by the Mustangs.
Great pass by Kyle Olsen.
She's fun to watch. She's
Yeah.
got some really impressive court vision. Three-pointer up, and that one is good. Reagan Retzel. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Gary, but I think I remember when we signed it. Isn't Kyle one of the all-time leading scorers in Montana?
She is. She was a
Corner 3, Olsen off the rim, no good.
big rebound by Genesis.
She's playing really hard tonight.
Yeah.
Not that she doesn't always play hard, but she's
Big
making a
reset.
lot of hustle plays. She'll head to the bench. Jamie will give her a break. Christine will come back in as well. And Madsen heading back to the bench.
So she played at Belgrade. Was it Belgrade or Three Forks?
Three Forks.
Three Forks, right? Three Forks, and she was a big-time scorer. Yeah,
Three-pointer Lyman.
Yeah.
Offensive foul called on Pickens on the inbound.
Yeah, that's right. Three Forks. I think she lived in Bozeman. That's what's got me it's goofed up. But she lived in Bozeman, but went to school in Three Forks.
Entry pass by the Mustangs, and there's backdoor defensive help by Olsen. Olsen comes up with the steal. Pickens in transition, and one.
What a great play. Oh, that's just great body control. I mean, that looks like a guard going in there doing that.
Well, she passes like a guard, too.
Mm-hmm.
So. Well, like I said, this is the first full game I've seen of our women's basketball team, Gary, but it just, I mean, you forget how deep we are.
Yeah.
As Pickens puts up the free throw, it's good. I mean, every time Coach Sayers has sent subs to the scores table, it's like, oh, yeah, wow, we got a lot of players. Augustus with the ball on the far wing. Drive, lay in, no good. Foul, though. I think Christine got called for that one. So Christine's got 15 points right now. Looks like Jamie's got 16.
Yeah.
So our front court, strong showing today, to say the least.
And they haven't played that many minutes. Very limited minutes for those kind of numbers.
Free throw up and good for Augustus. She'll shoot one more. Second one from Augustus, and it's good.
Oof.
And another foul there.
They are physical. I mean, they just whack you.
Christine's taking a couple hard fouls.
That was a really hard foul.
I'm glad our girls don't have to play again until Sunday.
Yeah.
Lyman inbounds, gets it to Ekstrom. Looks like they're pressing.
Yeah.
I'll back it off a little bit, but picking up full court and trying to get a trap there right past the half-court line, just like Western does. Lyman to Ekstrom. Now Pickens. Pickens. Little give and go back to Addie. She steps through, kicks. Lyman, three. Yes! And Jaden's really been putting work in on that jump shot.
Yeah.
It's paying off.
It looks good. It looks really good. And
there's Olsen getting a hand on that one. Near side Decker, guarded by Lyman. Top of the key, Sek with it. Down inside, Wells dumps it off. It's stolen by Lyman. Another turnover forced by the Saints. Oh, boy. Lyman, Olsen, back to Lyman. Here's Ekstrom. To the elbow, Christine Denny. Denny crosses over, gets it back over to Jaden. Now Denny again. Entry pass, Pickens, 6 seconds on the shot clock. Pickens with a nice feed to a cutting Denny, and it's good.
How about the chemistry between those two tonight?
Oh, man.
Those two have just been beautiful to watch.
2 All-Americans, and they are in sync.
Oh, my goodness.
Some pretty good hoops here for Wednesday night. Entry pass, Pickens again getting on the floor, knocking that one out of bounds, though.
On the line, up the line. Good post defense, Jamie.
Line change for the Saints. Kyle Olson will stay in, but Maddie Garrett, Emma Madsen, Addie Ekstrom, and Erica Nessen will come into the game. First, we'll see Erica tonight. She's another player who's been working hard all summer.
Yes, she has.
And
she puts her time in the gym.
She stayed over the summer, and she was either in the gym shooting or her summer job was working in the PE center doing some painting for us.
That's right. She was in there painting. I saw her in there.
Yeah. You need to come visit me.
Did she? Good.
Yeah, Erica, she's been a good help around the PE center. I know a lot of work was put in this summer getting the office repainted as well as the locker room, the new locker room that our girls have.
I know it's very nice. You know, if you want to recruit anymore, you have to have facilities. You can't bring them in just because it's a great school. You got to have facilities and locker rooms and weight.
They all go hand in hand.
It all fits, you know, and they've done a great job. They're doing a great job here with this facility, improving what they have.
It's a great building to come to work to every day. Madsen will inbound, get it to Nessen. Nessen looking to get across half court, and she's fouled. No, it's stolen, and Retzel on the ground, fighting for it. Well, Erica gets subbed into the game, and then just.
Well, I thought she got fouled, but.
She certainly did.
Yeah, they weren't about to call it.
And there's another foul as Erica hits the bleachers.
This team is really, really physical.
Yeah, they're gonna have to do something about this.
Those are hard fouls that they're committing.
It's been happening all game too.
Yeah.
Poor Erica.
Yeah.
Nessen with the ball to the elbow. It's Madsen. Back to Nessen. Here's a drive. Nessen puts up a runner, and it's good. No! Maddie Garrett comes up with the rebound. Out of bounds, last touch by the Mustangs.
Geez, that's good offense. And you know, Carroll's got so they're 2s and 3s in there, and they're running good stuff.
And Nessen, I mean, that ball was 3/4 of the way down the net. Inbound by Nessen. Shot no good. Madsen. Garrett gets the rebound. She's fouled and will shoot 2.
And that's what Maddie did last year extremely well, was weak side offensive rebound. And we haven't seen, you know, it's early in the year yet, we haven't seen as much of that because we know how effective she can be.
Mm-hmm. 6th player of the year for a reason. Mm-hmm. That doesn't come cheap in a conference like the Frontier. First free throw up from Garrett's is off the rim, no good. So the Saints playing a very complete game all around. The one area they're going to look to improve on from this one is the free throws. Garrett's second one up, and that's no good. Near side, with it is McLemore. With it is Cruz. Cruz dumps it off, and a foul is called. Mustangs will inbound from the near sideline. Retzel. They swing it over to Cruz. Shot clock down under 6 seconds. Ball's knocked loose and stolen by Nesson. Up to Ekstrom quickly in transition.
Ooh.
Ekstrom with the lay-in, no good. A rebound brought down there by Nesson.
Oh, gosh.
She takes another hit.
Well,
Foul in transition. That'll be called on Olsen.
Cree McLemore, number 2. I just got to tell you, she really plays a physical basketball game. I mean, I don't think she's a dirty player, but I mean, she is really out there. She takes no prisoners.
Sometimes out of control.
It's right on the bubble of what I would like to see. It really is. It's right on the bubble.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, 77-44, 4:47 remaining, Gary, and I think there'll be some good takeaways from this game heading into Sunday for Coach Sayers and this Carroll women's basketball team.
Well, it's really been good stuff. This is a good physical, tough team. Play hard, get after you. But she's able to play a lot of players. A lot of girls get experience. And at this point, Daniel, the girls are playing to try to get in the rotation. You know, if you're the 6th girl, you're trying to get to be a starter. If you're the 7th girl, you're trying to be the 6th girl. So everybody's fighting for spots and playing time. When you have a really good team and you have a good team with good depth, that's the way it should be.
Well, it's nice to get players like Genesis, Erica, Kyle some minutes tonight because you never know when we're going to need them throughout the season.
Exactly.
I mean, the schedule can be wary on you, as well as sometimes you're going to have 1 or 2 people get into foul trouble.
Yeah.
And you're going to need to go, instead of going 8-man rotation, you got to go down to 9, 10, sometimes even 11. I mean, you just never know what kind of wrenches are going to get thrown into a season.
That's right. Yep.
You probably know that better than anyone as a longtime coach.
I do, and then you throw COVID in there, and then it gets even more.
Oh, boy.
You look at the NFL.
Free throw up and good. Yeah. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
As someone who has Aaron Rodgers on my fantasy team,
I'm
currently dealing with it. What a news cycle it's been the last few days in the NFL. Oh, man. Free throw up and good. Really the last couple weeks. It doesn't stop. Nesson will inbound from the baseline after the free throw. Madsen looking to get it across half court. She does. Now to Olsen. Olsen pass off to Nesson, now to the elbow. Garrett's surveying her options, gets it back to Olsen. Screen and roll. Garrett's gets it. Oh, and she puts it up, draws the foul.
Now, this is by far the best that Kyle Olsen has played. This is the 3rd time I've seen her play. And even last year, this is the best I've seen her play from even the games last year. Mm-hmm. I mean, she's been very effective tonight. Really has a good feel for offense. It knows how to play with her teammates, can make shots, knows how to pass.
She doesn't care who's taking shots.
No.
He doesn't care. It could be her.
Yeah.
Could be Erica. Could be Mad Dog. Doesn't matter.
But look,
as long as things are running well.
She looks to me like she's getting her confidence, too. I mean, she's getting she just hasn't had a lot of opportunity. Mm-hmm. But she's getting some opportunity here, and she's taking advantage of it.
Very comfortable. Garrett's makes her second. McLemore on the wing with it near side. Pass up to the top. It's Retzel. Back to McLemore. Dribble to the hoop. Nice defense by Ekstrom. Shot up, no good. And they're going to say it hit out of bounds. Do they say it hit off the bottom of the shot clock or off the side of the glass or what?
I think that the backboard is in play.
But it hit something.
It hit something he didn't like. He blew it dead.
Ekstrom off the inbounds. She'll take it across half court for the Saints.
And she played point guard in high school, so she can handle.
How many high school point guards do you think could defend her?
Yeah.
Less than 2.
Yeah.
Probably less than 1. 3-pointer. Olsen off the rim, no good. Rebound brought down there. It's Bridges who pulled that one down. There's a drive. Layup, no good. Wilkinson going for the board, but she's not going to have the chance to pull it down because the foul is called. That's on Erica Nessen. Both teams in the bonus here in this fourth quarter, Gary, but that one was on the shot, so it's not going to matter. And don't forget, we've talked about this a little bit on the broadcast, but Friday night, Carroll men's basketball here at the PE Center at 7 o'clock. They're playing Warner Pacific out of the Cascade Conference. Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m., Southern Oregon and Carroll playing at Nelson Stadium, a little football action. Gary and I will have the call on Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com, so if you want to tune in, be our guest. Coverage will start for that one at 12:30 p.m. And then Sunday, we're right back here at the PE Center here. We got 4 games to do together this weekend as Carroll women's basketball and Corbin will go toe-to-toe. Bill Pilgrim and his team coming up to Montana for a weekend tilt. And they'll cap it off with a game against the Saints, and that's McLemore's 4th foul.
Erica Nessen with a real hard take that time, drawing to the rim. It's good to see her assert herself.
Her and Kyle have looked very comfortable out
there. They have.
And they're playing against a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about the physicality of this team we're going against.
And these are girls, Daniel, that without the seniors getting a COVID year, they would be playing a lot of basketball. And that's happening all over the country. That's happening to every program where the kids that kind of got caught in a time warp that would have gotten to play sooner, that because of the COVID, they're going to have to delay a year. But they're getting another year of college. So that's the good side of it.
Kudos to them for the ones sticking it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a testament to the program we have here. But
and that they want to play. They love the game.
It'd be easy to find somewhere else to go play if you're someone who's not seeing a lot of minutes. But
Rakaya Grindy in the ball game now.
Another one of our workers from this summer.
Yeah.
A lot of work at the front desk and in the office.
Well, Rakaya is a computer master. I mean, she's a girl that everybody depends on her to help straighten out their computer. And we do have a computer major at Carroll, and that's
computer science,
so that's what she's in. I don't think that's an easy major. Am I correct?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I took a web development class when I was a senior as part of my social media minor, and we did some coding, and it wasn't easy. I assume that's the basis of the major.
And a lot of math.
And a
lot of math.
That's not for me.
Yeah. And Rakaya just missed her first free throw.
Free throw up from Rakaya, no good, so she misses them both, but she gets her own rebound. Looking to go back up with it. Now it's deflected and forced out. Turnover by CBC. Here's McLemore in transition, and she will be called for a travel that time. .252 on the clock. Looking like Carroll's going to get out of here with a victory tonight, 80-48. Pretty big lead. Nessen gets it up the floor to Olsen. Grandy, top of the key. Here's a drive from Rakaya. She puts one up. No good. Rebound brought down. That was Bree Wells that time. Up top, Wells. Wing. Three-pointer. It's deflected, I believe, by Olsen. Ekstrom comes up with the rebound. She'll break the press on her own. Ekstrom. Driving the lane, runner, and it's good.
Well, she likes that. She got that middle game, that little floater.
Saints fans, take note. We're going to see a lot of her this year and for many more years. Drive, layup, no good, foul called. That was Wells going to the hoop that time.
Central has executed the high on-ball screen roll effectively at times tonight, and that time was one of them.
Free throw up from Wells. That one's good. 2:04 on the clock. Free throw up, and it's good from Wells, so she hits them both. Here's the Saints in transition, getting it over the top. Wilkinson, finger roll, it's good. Nicely done. And a loose ball again. Turnover forced by the Saints. Well, these types of games, like you said, playing this type of defense is going to be good for Carroll.
Yep.
Getting them ready for some Frontier Conference play.
Well, it's going to be physical, especially Montana Tech. Always is so physical when you play them.
Ekstrom off the screen. Handoff Olsen, now Wilkinson. Wilkinson out to Nesson. Now Ekstrom. Saints, a lot of motion in this offense. Elbow, it's Grendy. Out to Olsen. Olsen comes off the pick, drives, puts up a runner. It's no good. Foul called late in the possession, though. And I think Kyle's going to shoot two, maybe Erica. Was it after the rebound? It was, so Erica's going to shoot. Free throw up from Nesson is up and good. She'll shoot one more.
Good to see Erica get in the stats.
Yeah. Oh, second one up and no good. So the Saints really struggling at the free throw.
I think the
right
only
now.
one that hasn't made a point is
Rakaya.
and she had 2 free throws.
Genesis scored. Addie scored.
She's on the stat sheet, but it's 0 for 2 from the free throw line. I'd like to see her get a point because I think everybody else has scored.
You got 2 more free throws coming.
Yeah.
Nice to see Phil over there in the corner helping out again tonight. He's going to have a busy weekend himself.
Well, this is the kind of weekend Phil loves. Phil, for our listeners, is the gatekeeper at all the football games and has been doing it for, I don't know, over 10 years.
I think closer to 20.
20, really? That
Yeah.
long? My goodness.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, that is great. He loves it.
Yep, he does. Free throw up and good. It's Carroll basketball once again. Minute 10 to go. Ekstrom off the dribble, hits a spin move out to Nesson. Now Olsen with it. To the elbow, Wilkinson.
Give her a good pass.
Back outside to Olsen. Now Ekstrom. Ekstrom crosses over. Passes off to Nesson. Nice crossover by Erica. She hands it off to Olsen. Olsen, 3. And it's good. How about the handle by Erica Nesson? And Kyle stepping out and knocking it down.
I think that's her third 3.
Yes, it is.
Fourth, but my third for sure.
Turnover forced by the Saints. Wilkinson on the ball, gets it to Rakaya. Well, 6-second difference now between the shot clock and the game clock. 30 on the game clock, 23 on the shot clock. As things continue to wind. Nesson to the top of the key. Ekstrom to Grendy. Back out to Ekstrom. Addie backing down. Now kicks it out. Olsen, how about another? It's good! Kyle Olsen. Look at the bench. They're excited. Three-pointer at the horn. No good from Macy Decker, and that's going to do it for tonight's ballgame, Coach Turcotte. 91-52, the Saints win. Any final thoughts?
Well, just a fun, entertaining game. Carroll fans, get a chance, come out and watch this women's basketball team play. Watch our men play. We have
must-see TV.
Yeah, it's going to be good stuff in Helena, Montana.
Oh my
we've got something to
goodness.
look forward to this winter.
And 2 great coaches, 2 great programs, and a lot of great basketball players when you look at our 2 basketball teams. And we saw a little more of that on display tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just great.
And they play good basketball. They share the ball. They're unselfish. They get each other shots.
And, I know not everyone out there is the basketball junkies that you and I are, but it's pretty easy to root for these guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no mystery. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. What do you say, Coach Turcotte? It was a fun night.
Yep.
We got 3 more games to call together this weekend, so hopefully we don't get tired of each other. 91-52, though, the final. Another win for Coach Rochelle Sayers. And we should mention she just tied the all-time wins record at 201 with Sean Nelson. So she's one away from sole possession of that all-time record in this program, and that's going to be a tremendous accomplishment when she reaches it.
Congrats, Rochelle. It's wonderful.
91-52 the final. We'll be back here Friday night, Carroll men's basketball at 7 o'clock. We got football on Saturday. Our pregame show on the radio will start at 12:30. Kickoff is at 1, and we'll have 2 p.m. tip-off here for Carroll College basketball on Sunday afternoon against Corbin. But, Gary, thanks for joining me tonight. It was fun.
You bet, Daniel. Can't wait to do it again Friday.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. This is the Fighting Saints Network, sponsored by Point S Tire and Auto Service.